it said no SIM card. Uh, YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. And this is no data. And it just dumped out. It just dumped out.
to know the truth.
Good evening, welcome to RIIL Girls Soccer Playoff Action. We apologize for coming on late here. Some technical difficulties we were trying to work out in the booth, but we have sound going. So we are now calling the action for you here. Matt Gillis in the broadcast booth on the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. Pilgrim High School and Cranston West. Falcons in the all-white kits with the red numbers. Pilgrim Patriots in the black kits with the white numbers. We are into the start of the first stanza of play. No score on the board as of now. And it's Pilgrim with a restart here coming on the foot of Amelia Murphy. Murphy sending up inside the 6, goes over top of Amaya Coffey, squibs out to the touchline, kicked by Cranston, so it's going to be a throw-in for Kira Ramsden. Ramsden, midfield, trying for Coffey, gets picked off of the play. Controlled by Lynch for a second here. Lynch goes to the byline, swinging inside right at the 6, trying to connect there with Coffey. Comes back, hits the crossbar, and pops out. And that was the football crossbar that it hit. So that is out of play in a 6. Aptly picked up there by the Cranston keeper that it hit the football crossbar behind the goal. This one's sent up, now controlled by Coffey. On the outside line, bodied out of play that came off of Molly Fitzgerald. So a Patriots throw. Controlled, trying to turn here is Jillian Brown. And Brown actually shepherded it out of play, so it's going to be a throw for Cranston. Kicked off as it ping-pongs around. Now comes in the center of the field for Murphy. Controlled here by Coffey. Backfield for D'Amato. Midfield throw. Here's an opportunity down the line now for Pilgrim. Coming across, trying to release into the center. And running out of real estate was Lily Brown. Shepherded it out of the byline. And a Pilgrim corner.
Jacob, turn the live off. Jacob, turn off. Is live on? No, okay.
In-swing opportunity now blocked away by the Cranston defense, pushed back out. Controlled again, top of the key. That's Lynch. Sent all the way into the backfield. Over top of the head of Lynch, out of bounds, and Cranston will have a throw. Fitzgerald sends it up, headed by Renault. Comes down out of bounds. Quick restart throw by Ramsden. Back again. Opportunity here for Coffey to control. She carries upside the alley. All the way through. Running on play was Coffey. Controlled and booted away. Cranston now here trying to get a run. Goes out. Renault has the throw in quick. Gets it onto the foot of Robbins. Robbins can't hold it. Kicked out by the Pilgrim defense, and now throw in for Robbins. She backs up. flipping over, deep throw into the box, tipped on, and they score. Oh, and it did not cross the line. The referee right on the goal line saying no, it did not cross the line. Hit the inside of the post and bounced out, but the hole of the ball was not over.
Saying no sim, but the sim's in there, so it's
Kicked away now.
always this. It's never anything else.
Controlled here, middle of the pitch. It's Coffee trying to get it upfield. Kicked back now, flipped off by Renault. Over top and now moved by Murphy. For McGowan. Comes all the way up and is sent way into the backfield as they were trying to get Lynch to reset. Goes out of play, and Ramsden has the throw as it came off of a Cranston defender. Bodied up on the play there, Lynch. She goes back into the lower third. It's going to get just across the 18, enough for a pickup. Kicked away. Drops over the line, and Cranston will have a deep throw. On the outside line, kicked away by Murphy. Midfield opportunity for Brown. Comes back across, bouncing out.
So you can't get any.
Did you ever do something when you took out? Maybe you could have been the wrong side up or something? Maybe I just don't know.
And midfield possession being the name of the game right now, is both sides trying to establish their next runs. Throw goes right across the line, so it'll go the opposite direction for Cranston. Neither team getting outside of the 40 at the moment. Kicked across. Controlled for a second. Settled back by Lynch. Trying to get to Coffee. Midfield play picked up. Twisted out into the outside alleyway now. Opportunity here for Renault. If she can get through, has a connection point available. Robbins deep to the byline, out of play, and a corner for Cranston. We apologize for the technical difficulties regarding the live stream video, and we were trying to get that worked out. Deep in swinging ball right to the top of the cross, and on the post there, punched away. Cranston now trying to control here, sent back into play by Fitzgerald. Hits off of the head of a few Pilgrim players. Controlled again by Barbieri. Barbieri dancing through 2-3 Pilgrim defenders. Picked up midfield by Welch. And a whistle and a stoppage of play. As we have hit the middle of the first half and the mask break.
Yeah, we're having a little. Wait, they can't get it to come up at all? Yeah, just they go ahead.
We're going to take a break on sfbnri.com. We'll be right back after this short recess.
SFBN. And that's
Restart of play here after the mask break, and Cranston has an opportunity here right at the top of the 18, headed through. Trying to get there is Brown. Check that, sorry, Robbins. Brown on defense there, and an opportunity, and it's shepherded out of the byline. Pilgrim 6. Booted away now. Midfield free ball picked up there by Renault. Kicked away by Pilgrim now. Controlled release upside the line for Brown. Dispossessed by 2 Cranston defenders, and Pilgrim will have a deep throw. Tossed in now. Controlled by Lily Brown. On the byline. Nelson outside again.
Oh, it was? Oh, that's why we lost the stream. We got live off. It's all right. 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 Okay. Here we go. Ready?
Back here to the midfield.
I'm going to try and fix this right now.
Flicked over for Jillian Brown. Now kicked up for Cranston. It's going to run out of real estate opportunity there for Robbins.
Verizon, my 5662.
1v1 opportunity here. Jillian Brown. Bodied up by Barbieri.
Which one is this?
Now sent back again. Tapped over by Stewart. Kicks all the way down and has to be defended away. And Renault with a restart. Comes in, dumped away. Just picked up here now. Cross from the 18, opportunity. Robbins again shepherds to the end line, and she is guilty of taking it out of play, so it's going to be a 6 for Pilgrim. 17 and change left to go here in the first half, no score. Short kick sent only to the 18, taken on a progressive play by the defense now. Run of play outside alley, trying to release Lily Brown. And it flicks through and lands onto the goaltender for Cranston before getting sent back up midfield. Throw in and kicked right in to the body of a Pilgrim player. Looked to be that of Stewart. Long ball sent down lower third. Pops up. Running onto that was Coffee. It goes out of bounds off of a Pilgrim player first, so Cranston throw. Deep play. Tied up was McGowan. Now a 1v1 in the middle as Barbieri's trying to move through. Both teams continuing to control a lot of ball in the midfield, trying to get into the lower third. Few opportunities so far in this first half. Both teams With a couple of shots on frame, no one has hit the back of the net yet. And we stand honors even at 0. Again, Cranston midfield trying to control here. Release outside. Getting a step-up run. Pilgrim takes the overlap and instead intercepts, and then it comes back the other way. Has to be defended off. D'Amato. Now it comes back and dumped down. On the run of play there was Robbins, and it's going to be a free kick from about 20 out.
IP address.
And a quite dangerous opportunity here for Cranston to get the first strike of the game. It's Marcis over top. She can curl this one. She has a direct shot on net. She's got her 10, waiting for the referee's call. Marcis takes the bend, and it goes high and wide to the left. She had the curl just a little too far underneath it on the dig. Restarted by Pilgrim now. Far side touchline throw in for Cranston. Comes back, in swinging shot all the way through, bouncing one more time and then scooped up to safety. Waiting as long as she possibly can and then finally booting it away. Kicked back into the zone. By Fitzgerald, and then kicked back out. Midfield control, and an opportunity if she can get through was a running play from Alana Coffey. And now the overlap Coffey again, and she's just a step too short. Pilgrim starting to knock on the door of the lower third. Here's Lynch trying to get an opportunity there on the header. It evades her. Now Lynch goes body to body in midfield, and the ball coming across. Tipped by Renault and a whistle. And a free start for Pilgrim. She's going to carry back now, and Amelia Murphy will finally start from just outside the circle. Long kick inside. And an offsides call. Ball bouncing back through the third into the touchline area before sending out. Pilgrim restart one more time. Lands onto the foot of Barbieri. She just boots it out, and so Ramsden will go again. Ramsden does not even get this one in. Turnover for Cranston. Throw in tips off the head of Renault. Another whistle calling a stoppage of play. Not sure exactly what the referee was calling there. Murphy sends it deep. Now this kicks up midfield play. Cranston flick over top, controlled now here by Renault. Renault dumped down on the play. Continuing flurry of activity, now 30 minutes into this first half of play in the midfield. Both teams having options and opportunities. Pilgrim trying to move here on the 18 outside. That's Coffee. Swung back inside, headed away. Now tried to send back in. Was Lynch. Pops back out on the touchline. Renault had it for a second. I'm going to take it back and do the throw one more time. This time goes back in, kicked away by Brown. Long ball all the way inside, trying to release Robbins. Gets there. Robbins has it on the 18. Goes back into the center. Shot on and way high. Coming off of the foot of Ariana Torres. She dug into that one and sent it about 30 yards past the goal. Short kick again, only about 30 yards out. Controlled by McGowan. Clips up and out of bounds for a throw. Midfield. Pilgrim now trying to make a release again. Moving Lily Brown on the outside line. This gets sent back the opposite direction in a 1v1. Ramsden is trying to run down the ball. And all she can do is shepherd it out of bounds as McKenna Renault was approaching hard. Molly Fitzgerald has an opportunity for the throw after the substitution. Sends Riley Welch to the bench. Fitzgerald will let that one come back out and have a second throw. Right at the touchline. Now turns back around. Barbieri. Torres. Outside to Bachner. Midfield again for Torres. Far side touchline now, Pilgrim. Trying to release Coffee here in the midfield. Has to come all the way back out for Lynch. Comes back in one more time, and running out of real estate was Jillian Brown. Fitzgerald now. Sent back and then tipped back out of play once again by Lynch. Fitzgerald. Midfield throw defended out twice by Stewart. Called for Pilgrim, so Stewart quickly tries to throw in. Cranston gains control, sends it back up. McKenna Renault dumps it off, thrown back in by Fitzgerald again. Try to release Robbins. Instead, it comes the opposite direction for Lily Brown. Brown gets it to her sister Jillian Brown. Comes back. Jillian Brown now here, an opportunity, crossing shot, right on frame, tapped down, and then approaching on the scramble. And they are going to call it a goal, not interference. After review, they say no interference, and it is a Pilgrim goal. Scramble play in the midfield there, and it was Amaya Coffey who came in and tapped it through. Sorry, check that. It's actually the other Coffey, her sister Alana Coffey, who was the one that tapped it in. Pilgrim sporting a pair of sisters in that of Amaya Coffey and Alana Coffey, and then also the Brown sisters, Jillian and Lily. So Pilgrim up 1-0. Just about 4 minutes left to go here in this first half of action. Thank you for joining us this evening on the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. RILL Girls Soccer Playoff action on a cold and blustery night. Mid-November in Rhode Island. Substitution here for Cranston on the awaiting 6 from Pilgrim. Kicked away. Midfield. Controlled back out. This is Lily Brown here with a run. And an offsides call. Check that throw in. Comes back, controlled by Murphy now. Sends it up, but out of play. Cranston will get an offensive zone throw. Ping-ponging through the midfield, trying to clear long, but off the line. Deep throw. Pilgrim punching through and making a 4 or 5 player box around most of Cranston's offensive players have really prevented them from being able to get anything to the lower third. Control opportunity now. Cranston trying to clear anything that they can. 4 across the back line. Brown trying to move through here. Running play from her sister, Jillian Brown, as Lily Brown had the insert ball. Now McGowan for a deep throw here in the final throws of the first. Long kick. Right at the top of the arc, pushed out by the center backs. Sent in by Alana Coffey. And an offsides call. It was a Coffey connection there as her sister Amayo is running in, got a foot to the ball and guilty of the offsides. Overthrow, and that is the half-time whistle. So Pilgrim puts one in on the foot of Alana Coffey, and through 40, it's Pilgrim 1, Cranston West 0. Welcome back. Underway in second half action. RIIL girls soccer playoffs between Cranston West Falcons and the Pilgrim High Patriots. Pilgrim got one in the first half from Elena Coffey on a scramble in front of the net. And they lead the Falcons 1-0 early on in the second half of action. Matt Gillis in the broadcast booth with you. Sports Fanbase Network Rhode Island bringing you RIIL action all season long and through the playoffs. Pilgrim in the black kits with white trim and numbers. Cranston West Falcons in the all-white kits with the red numbers. Controlled play opportunity here. Kicked out by Pilgrim, and Cranston will have a throw. Sent down the alleyway now. Tapped away. controlled for a second, making a turn and a run here. If they can get a player to the center, they can have a chance. Goes right to the byline, comes right across the mouth of the goal. And an opportunity there for Emily Webb. Now here comes Coffee. 1v1 battle deep against this Renault. Long ball sent through. Picked up by Barbieri. Sent across, now taken off by Jillian Brown. Over for Ramsden. Pushed out of play and they'll have a throw. Ramsden tied up on the end line there. Kicks back, Murphy. Sent back up and into the bench. Throw tapped away by Brown. Trying to run midfield. Robbins trying to get a release there for Cranston. Pops all the way back. Booted forward over top of all the defense. And an opportunity now here. Robbins cannot connect with her. It's topped off and sent back out. High booting ball. Dropped down. Pushing off is Barbieri. Right to the byline. It's Murphy turning. Murphy defending hard, 1v1 battle, crossing ball, scrunches through, and a score for Cranston West to tie the game. A cross kick ball lands right to the opposite side post. And it's put through. I believe that came off of the head of Emily Webb. And we're honors even at 1. The pace of play and the change of emotion has shifted now as Barbieri bounces one. Now here's a hard defensive play. The run from Lily Brown for Pilgrim gets bumped out. Into the bench, far side touchline. Throw for Cranston. Kicks back in. Coming across it now, here goes Cranston again with a run on the outside line. Murphy pushes it outside the touchline. And a deep throw for the Falcons. Sent in before getting bumped out. And they'll leave it for Ramsden. One v one battle there. Brown trying to gain control. Gets it to midfield. Advantage given. And now stopped as Lynch had run of play. And they're going to bring it back to the point of the original foul. So Murphy will have the restart. Lynch had advantage. Not sure why they whistled her down. Lynch, long kick into the lower third, skips away from Lily Brown, pops back up, comes across, and tied up. A running play from Amaya Coffee collides in with the goaltender. And she pops back up, thankfully, and seems to be okay. Looks like she might have just gotten the wind knocked out of her on a collision there. Shaking out her right hand there. A little stinger on this cold night. Controlled now by Brown. Lily Brown flicks it off to her sister Jillian. Gets pushed out of the 18, goes back to Lily Brown. Ramsden. Deep throw, tries to get in, swinging ball. Comes back midfield. Released back one more time, now into the lower third. Here comes Lily Brown. Crossing ball and sticks it into the back of the net. Right on the cross, Lily Brown has the goal to put Pilgrim 2-1 over Cranston. Maybe not entirely what Lily Brown intended. It looked like she was trying to get a ball across on a pass play, and instead it just curled a little bit more than she expected it to, but it found a gap and went to the back of the net. Started by Renault. Back outside for Jillian Brown. Pushed away in a throw for Ramsden. Ramsden comes inside to Lynch. Lynch loses possession of it, goes back in a floating ball midfield, and then picked up by McGowan and sent up to Coffey. Picked up by Amaya Coffey. Maya Coffey now here for a run at the 18, bumped out of play, still maintains possession, comes right back out to the touchline and goes out of bounds. And Coffey trying to slyly get the throw in, but it is presented by the AR as a Cranston throw. One-two play tapped out of play by Barbieri. McGowan in the middle for both the Coffees, and then it squibs back. Tipped off by Stewart. Comes back to Alana Coffey. Now to Maya Coffey. Here on the outside of the 18, Coffey bumped down. And was she inside the 18? If she is, it's a penalty. They're going to call it right on the edge of the 18. This is going to be about the closest that you can get a free kick from the 18 without it being a spot kick. She's about 2 feet from the 18. In swinging ball sent right to the center by Murphy and then batted away. Thrown in, controlled outside. Ramsden will come up to take this deep throw. Bouncing ball sent back out. Controlled over by Lynch. Switches field. Connects with Coffey. Now McGowan on the touchline. Comes back over and controlled by Webb. Webb trying to clear, and she is missed on the reconnect. Deep throw from McGowan. Kicked over. West trying to clear the zone fervently as they can. Turn of play opportunity here for Robbins. Robbins has no one up front with her, and it gets sent back. Deep ball opportunity, tried to get sent, and instead it deflects off of Lynch. And offsides called as Brown was just a step too far forward. Sent back out. Goes outside of the touchline, so again, Ramsden with the throw. Takes a hitch step before pushing in. And the touchline ball pops out. Controlled by Stewart. Stewart, option in the alley for Coffey. Right at the 18, deflects off of the foot of a Cranston player and called for a corner. Is Lynch at the corner spot. Long swinging in right to the center. Tips off of one player, comes straight down, ping pongs through a couple of others, and then scooped up. Boot to midfield. Overlap run opportunity here. They've got Robbins free. Swinging ball right to the goalkeeper. Long ball booted right at the midfield line. Skips over Alana Coffey. It's controlled for a second there by Diffley. Sorry, check that, Alvis. Popped ball right at the end of the line from the 18, goes over top of the goaltender, squibs out of play. Cranston trying to knock on the door one more time. Long ball from the 6. Controlled again. Looped over top. They were trying to release Robbins, and it's just a step too far ahead of her.
Jacob. Hit the live button.
Midfield.
Wait, let me do it.
Controlled now here by Marcis. Sent back over for Torres. Release of play. Again, just over top of Robbins, and a scoop opportunity that was left open. Pilgrim with a throw. Sorry, free start there. Sent up. Back into the lower third again. Progressive play out of the backfield. Coffey trying to get a run of play, and Coffey just bodies down Marcis. And the only thing the referee calls is the ball going out of the touchline. McGowan.
Okay, what's the score? 2-1?
Outside for Renault. Going right through the center. This ball flicked to the outside, trying to get control of it as Webb. Instead, Pilgrim defense picks it up and clears it all the way down the field. Cranston trying to knock on the door and get the tying goal here, trailing 2-1. It's Webb. Flicks it back and then picked up by Lynch. Lynch tries to send it through. That's controlled again. Sent. Throwing again. Here comes Webb. Switch field play. Cranston trying to push through. Opportunity here, and it's just a step out from both an approaching Emily Webb. On one side, Julia Robbins coming in from the other side. Just in the possession of Torres. Alves. Now picked up on the outside by Lynch. Lynch crossing ball. Coffey tries to get a touch of it, and it's an own goal. Coffey got it. It squibbed for a second, and a sliding Cranston defender unfortunately taps it to the backside, and it's 3-1 Pilgrim, an own goal.
As such.
And so now Cranston has their work cut out for them as Pilgrim's 2 to the good. Picked up to the outside for Coffey. Kicked out of play. Controlled Marcis on the throw. Marcis again. Taps out on the line. Marcis will go a third time, this time from about 10 yards deeper. She's going to try to get it inside. Goes to the 18, pops up. Renault. Marcis. Now it drops down right onto the foot of Welch. Kicked all the way back out into the midfield. Controlled now here by Alves. Taps it out in the alley for Marcis. Marcis works through a couple of Pilgrim players trying to get into the final third. And it's intercepted by D'Amato and sent back out. Shepherded now right just across the 18 and scooped up. Now an opportunity here. Trying to get progressive play out of the backfield for Cranston. Controlled here. Pushed across for McGowan. Now for Coffey. Coffey releases her sister up the side of the line. And it's shepherded by Alves. Long kick. Controlled for a second by Stewart. Now sent back again. Marcotte was trying to get there offensively for... Sorry, DeStefano trying to get there offensively for Cranston. right there at the top of the arc. An opportunity for the Falcons. Drops away. Landed onto Bachner. Now Coffee has an opportunity. She's defended by Alves. Coffee crosses over. Answering shot. Hits off of the head of a falling Cranston player and then is scooped up. Kicked away. Controlled for a second here by Coffee. Long ball sent all the way up and stoppage of play as we reach the midway point of the second half. And so the second half mask break gets called. We'll take a quick break. Be right back on the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. Back in action here. Thrown back in by McGowan. Pops back out, and McGowan will have another throw in. Kicked high, midfield ball. Turned over by Robbins. Set back down for a second. Oh, and Robbins going for the cartwheel throw again and whistled down. She was a little too far up. She'll go one more time. Robbins cartwheel throw inside. Lands onto the foot of Alves. Alves with a run. Drop down. Overlay throw here for Brown. Brown drops it off. This is a run of play if she's onside. She's got a good opportunity crossing right into the center of the goaltender's arms on the kick from Elena Coffey.
We never have one where you just have to put it in the stream.
Sent back out now in the midfield.
But so then what do you do? Like if someone
It's Renault. Ramsden now with the throw on the outside line. Sent back. Midfield switch play here, Alana Coffey. And it's a step too far for both her and Brown. Kicked back out of play, so Ramsden will have the throw. Deep play here, Lily Brown fighting a 1v1 battle on the touchline. Guilty of sending it out, and so a throw in for Cranston. Pilgrim 2, Cranston 1, final stages of the second half. Now a deep ball opportunity on a free kick for Pilgrim. Long in-swinging ball tips off of the head of Alana Coffey. Out the byline in a 6 for Cranston.
Right. They paid me. Yeah, these people paid me up front, so I would have to just like give them my money back. But no, it's listen, we
Kick back up.
But it's like lagging like crazy. So I mean,
Dropped midfield opportunity for Renault.
I was pretty confident that we were gonna have a good stream.
Tap down. Now into the final third, running play for Alves.
Yeah.
Goes out of the byline and the 6 for Pilgrim.
Right. That's what I'm gonna tell him. I'll be like, listen, I'll be like, we had it.
Sent all the way back up to midfield here. Controlled and then pushed out by Murphy. Cranston throw coming in for Robbins. Robbins cartwheel throw one more time. Gets it all the way to the top of the arc. Kick on frame, and it just goes over top of the crossbar.
I can just kiss him. No one's. This is like chance. Everyone's been
Alves thought that she had it.
which is okay because we're like, okay, well, we'll take a couple, and then the people that pay get pissed off that they had to pay and other people didn't, because they all talk and this and that, and so, and then if we pay,
Long kick right into the center of the field.
I'll figure it out. I just gotta be a better way to.
On the foot of Howard for a second.
Because my jetpacks have.
Hardwire it to a
jetpacks
router.
have a USB. Yeah.
Howard there trying to get an opportunity. She's pulled down. Lynch pops back out again.
Yeah, well, we streamed the other night.
And an offsides called will send the ball to Cranston. Both Howard and Lynch trying to make runs at the same time.
Is demanding too much. It's like high def or something.
Midfield play here. Pilgrim, Jillian Brown. Sent all the way back. Restarted. They come back to the outside touchline trying to connect with Coffee. Maya Coffee to the byline. Goes out of play and a corner kick called.
And then they knock over. It was a little laggy because we shut it off and started back up. I don't know. Hopefully got laggy because they started moving the data. So the data ran low, so it started moving slow. But over here, I have 2 brand new packs. Like literally one of them I
Sent back in by Howard. Right on frame from Coffee. But it bounces just before the byline and is scooped up. Kicked high. Lynch comes back out for Coffee. Coffee switches back into the field for Howard. Howard midfield. And a bit of consternation between both sides.
Why you can't do that on YouTube?
And looks, after all things being said and done, it's going to be
Why do you think that we're streaming too high?
it's going to be a free kick for Pilgrim. After it's all said and done,
Oh, I can't change it.
and Murphy sends one in deep, punched away. It hits the top of the crossbar. And that actually hit the football crossbar over top of the back of the net, so that's out of bounds. 6 for Cranston. A lot of interesting developments and a lot of consternation here in the final throes of this second half of play.
I might need 4 Then wait. Right, see, I think they'd rather have this than buffer.
Drop down here now. Midfield opportunity on the foot of Welch. Pops back out. Tripped over on the play was Jillian Brown trying to make her run.
I'm gonna do it in between.
Tossed down now. Pilgrim controlling midfield, trying to switch play here for Coffee. Coffee has an opportunity to run if she can connect with her sister.
Ask them.
Lana Coffee, number 23, Amaya Coffee, number 8, both playing on that seam line for the Pilgrim Patriots in this game.
No, it's probably under live streaming. I already saw it. You go to system settings and it says live streaming.
Connected here by Stewart. Shepherded out in the Cranston throw.
I think I can.
Now blocked away. Cleared out from the backfield. Pilgrim trying to contain anything they can as they have a 3-1 lead here with just about 5 minutes left to go in the second. Comes back over top. If she can keep it in bounds, a run right along the line by Julia Robbins. Long throw by McGowan coming up. They do a substitution play to bring Lily Brown back into the game. The aforementioned throw to Coffee. McGowan goes for a kick and it glances right off. Again, throw by McGowan inside, tapped away by the Cranston defense. They were trying to connect with Sarah Lynch. This time she goes short to Lynch. Lynch is bodied off of the ball by Welch. It's picked up by Renault. Alves. Inside again, Renault, long shot opportunity, and it deflected off of one of her teammates and sends out of play, and it'll be a Pilgrim 6, about 3.5 left to go. taking all the time that she can. Now kicked away. Carried up. Shot on frame and to the side. And a corner called out of all of that somehow. Cranston got a deflection off a Pilgrim player. Right into the center, and it bounces off and then scooped up. Taking all the time she can before booting it away. Right on the alley edge in the touchline. Marcis shepherds it out of bounds, then goes for the throw. Robbins back to Marcis. Picked up in the midfield by Lynch. Kicked out of play, a missed kick there, and then finally controlled for an opportunity. Deflected off of Murphy's foot. Picking up from that is Alvis. Alvis taking a run here on the outside. Top of the 18, swinging ball goes all the way across, and that will run right to the byline there. Was Renault. Top of the 18, shanked kick. Goes out, and it will be a Pilgrim throw deep in their lower third as McGowan now comes to take it at the line. It's at roughly about a minute left to play. Booted off for a second by Robbins. Marcis. Now for Brown. Brown trying to connect with her sister, Lily. Lily Brown with the run here. She's bumped out of play. Now contains it one more time. And cleared to safety for a second. And now an offensive run here for Cranston. Middle field here. Picked up by Lynch. Lynch just carrying here for Pilgrim. Trying to connect to Coffey. Sent back. Stewart. Sends it midfield. Now Renault. Renault 1v1 with Amaya Coffey. Amaya Coffey comes forward with the ball. Gets it up front for Brown. Lily Brown has a run of play here. Right at the edge of the 18. Brown to the byline. Cross opportunity. Body in front from the center back of Cranston, clears it away. Seconds to go and an opportunity here in the back of the net. Score! And Amaya Brown puts another one. Sorry, Amaya Coffey puts another one into the books. And Pilgrim has put this game away. So the Coffey sisters have been connecting all night long, and it has put the game 4-1 for Pilgrim now. With inside of the last minute of play, Flanders kicks at one, and it squibs out of bounds, and she'll have the throw. She drops it off for a second, actually, and it'll be Lynch to make the throw. Lynch now down to Flanders. Taken over control by Bachner. Midfield play for Renault. Renault trying to make one last run here. Sends it across, and it's taken off by Murphy. Marcis. Sent all the way into the backfield now. Sent back up and clicks off of the head of Alvis. Marcis. Midfield here for Lynch. Lynch trying to release a ball over top of the backfield line for Jillian Brown. Instead, it goes to Flanders on the outside and then squibs into the box where it's controlled. Sent back into midfield. Lynch again. And a substitution here. 2 coming on board for Pilgrim. As Amaya Coffey and Jillian Brown will take a seat. Lynch. Kicked away by Torres. Controlled in the back third. Running play was Ellis and Tracchio. Pilgrim has cleared their bench from most of their subs as they have a 4-1 lead. And yet another substitution here for Pilgrim as they're getting everyone a point of playing time. Amelia Murphy will trot off the field. Lower third blocked away again, this time off of Centracchio, so it will be a Cranston throw. Controlled in the midfield. Flicked over by Alvis. Renault trying to make a run here. 1v1 on the goaltender. She gets there at the same time. They go ball to ball and it clips away. Alvis. Right middle of the pitch, and it's blocked away by a 4-back play. And now Lynch has a run. Lynch dekes one way, takes a run right through the midfield, dekes again, and then loses control of the ball. And Flanders had a run there, but she was unable to connect. Now this goes deep into the corner. Taken away by the Cranston defense right at the byline, and it clips just outside of the touchline, and a deep throw will bring Ramsden running all the way up. Top of the arc opportunity here for Shaheen. Taken over by Cranston. Run of play for them. Trying to get on it was Alvis. Bumped out and the ball squibbing through the midfield goes just out of the touch of Ella McCusker. Renault. Outside line. And it will actually get called off Cranston, so it's going to be Pilgrim throw. And that's the final whistle sounding, and Pilgrim puts it to the books in a 4-1 victory. So Pilgrim moving forward in the RIIL Girls Playoffs. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's game between Pilgrim and Cranston West on Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island.